I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you play Pokemon?
I don't play Pokemon.
No.
I'm sort of like just familiar through osmosis. You know what I mean? Because it's just in pop culture.
Yeah. Oh, I know it. It's like,
I mean, I did play the original Game Boy Color or Game Boy games.
Yeah.
But like I have X and Y.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the only two games that I played. I played Red or Blue. Ryan, which one did we have?
We had Blue.
We had Blue, and then I played X and Y. That's the extent of my Pokemon knowledge, outside of like the brief 3 months that I played Pokemon Go.
Pokemon.
The glorious 3 months where everybody was united.
Glorious.
Yeah, I remember those
June,
days.
July, and August of whatever the hell
Yep.
that year that was.
Where you can go at the Balboa Park in the middle of the fucking
Yes.
night, and there was like hundreds of people there.
2 a.m. in the morning.
Pokemon.
Yep.
Oh, what a time to be
Remember,
alive.
Yeah.
Rock Island or
Oh, Coronado?
Coronado.
Coronado.
Yeah.
That
had a lot
one, that
of
little
people.
island in the middle of the street that people just hanged out in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
I
had
was
to-
there.
And you had to leave like at 10 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah, well,
or
because they
what?
started enforcing like a curfew over there or something.
All of Imperial Beach too. Oh, that was good.
So like, you damn hooligans. My personal favorite was La Jolla. You just walking up and down the boardwalk and you like collect maybe 10, 12 Pokestops in one
Nice.
one turn. Yeah, and that's where I
Oh,
caught my
that
first
was a
storyline.
glorious time to be a player. It was. I've never seen anything like that.
But it was like hot during Comic-Con too.
Yes, yeah, but and it was they that hastily organized panel that never actually happened.
No, it
No, it
happened. We were
happened.
there.
Oh, it happened.
But it's
It was I believe it was the second year where they kind of canceled it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first year
Yeah.
was the one who just people were expecting things
Some sort of like, yeah.
dropped, but it didn't happen.
They're waiting for the legendaries to appear, and like I remember leaving that thing like we were empty-handed and like people were standing as close as they possibly can to the exit doors, and like one dude's all, dude, the best one was like some dude. So me and my brother were like, hey man, like the guys were like, did you guys get any legendaries? They're like, yeah, I got a code. You want it? I'll sell it to you for $200. The guy was like, dude, I do not. The guy was like, I will buy it off of you for 150. I can't do 200. And I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'll pay $150 for that legendary. Which one do you have? And I was like, dude, I got all three. And he was like, are you selling all three? I was like, yeah, I'll do a special bundle for $400. And he was like, you wait here? And I'm like, bro, I don't have any code. There's no fucking legendary.
Oh my god.
wow.
He was about to drop all that money.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Dude, I was like, I can't believe these people. I honestly can't believe it. My brother even played along. He was like, if you have another friend who wants to buy it off me, I'll sell it to him. I was just like, oh my god, dude. These people are so stupid.
How gullible is that? Jesus.
Remember the
It's gullible and desperate, like...
The FOMO, right? The fear of missing out.
dude? Yeah.
Yeah.
The security getting pissed off at people upstairs because they were congregating in this space just above Hall
Yeah.
H for no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason, because they thought that something big was going to happen there. As if
And then they're like,
Ingrid or Niantic can like conjure up some fucking legendary at a fucking thin air, like a magical ritual
and they're like, oh,
for all
this
these
is the-
Pokemon players.
This is the same GPS coordinates as Hall H, right?
Yeah, right? Some people, man. I honestly was like, I couldn't believe that dude. He was like, wait here? I'm like, there's no code. I don't have a fucking code.
They didn't do anything other than reveal the leaders.
Team.
Of the teams. That was literally it.
That was literally it, yeah. You guys are like excited.
I mean,
over
like,
nothing.
what did people really expect, though? I mean,
They expected that they should get a legendary, yeah.
well, that's what they expected. But I mean, like, did they especially considering that was like one of those late edition panels,
It was
like
Hall
one
H
of those
still.
Sunday Hall H panels.
Yeah, it was still Hall H. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like knowing, like being in the industry now, video game industry now for a couple of years now. This is something that hastily put together. Yeah, expect nothing. Because the only time you should expect something is if they plan this like months ahead of time and they got it all hyped up and shit. And
Yeah, or somebody says something like accidentally let something slip.
yeah, and but if they just like this late edition panel because they just wanted it because the hype was real and they wanted people to
Like,
go.
oh, a lot of people are gonna be in here.
Yeah.
So,
because it's Comic-Con, guys. as much as I love San Diego Comic-Con, the people that are running it, they're
not the brightest, they're not the sharpest tool in the shed.
all I'm gonna say is that when Mythbusters was at the height of their popularity, they put Jamie and Adam in like one of those like 6A.
Yeah. Upstairs
6A.
and not one of the big ones.
Yeah, and then like I was in line for that panel, and yeah, I didn't get in, and I because that fucking room is tiny as hell, considering. And but so like sometimes they have no clue in terms of like popularity, and sometimes they jump at trends. I mean, I love Comic-Con. I love San Diego Comic-Con. It's like my home Comic-Con. You know, like I'll always try to go to it, even if I lose whatever status that I have right now. I always try to go, but yeah, it's you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah, I've
No,
been to those
you
panels
shouldn't-
that we're in the wrong room. Hell,
Yeah.
When that one panel we were in before we met each other, Space was in the
Oh.
wrong damn room.
Space was in the wrong damn room.
That
Yeah.
thing, that thing was full, and the line for it outside was like twice as many people that would have fit in the room in the first place.
Well, the thing was, I did my normal thing is like I went 3 panels before that panel even started. So I was in that room for a good like 3 hours before Space actually happened. And I just kept going closer and closer to the front, as you do.
We really do need like another damn big ass hall, bigger than Hall H, and then everything needs to graduate up, a room.
Well, the funny thing is, during the Remembering Stan Lee panel, there was this old school dude doing doing his eulogy, right? And he hadn't been to Comic-Con in a long time, and so the Remembering Stan Lee panel was in Ballroom 20.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he said that used to be Ballroom 20 used to be the main
Yeah.
large room,
It used to
like a
be-
long time ago.
But they didn't have Hall H. Like I remember the first year, I think they had Hall H was like, what was this? I want to say like 2005, maybe
Really?
2008.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause before that was
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
exhibit hall space.
because I remember the first time I went into Ballroom 20 was like 2002, I think,
Mhm.
and they had X versus Sever.
Wow.
And then
I remember
and,
that.
like, the ballroom wasn't even full. There was like maybe at most
Well,
somewhere around like
nobody
800
saw that
people.
movie, so there you go.
I watched it. I didn't think it was a bad movie. And then immediately after, which was crazy, was that they had Terminator 3,
Oh
and
shit!
Arnold Schwarzenegger was there, but everybody like left the ballroom to go get Ray Park's signature for Darth Maul. I remember
Oh man, that was a
people-
really geeky convention then. If people
Yeah,
would leave
dude,
that room
people-
to go to Ray Park.
Well, people didn't know. Well, I mean, back then during the panels, like people wouldn't know who was in them. So like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they
Right,
hype
they
it up so
announced.
much
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
so,
And that
so
was
then,
before,
like,
that was before NBC started bringing like, you know what, we got a show, let's bring everybody, and now everybody.
Oh, Heroes.
Yeah.
The Heroes panel where they brought the whole cast in and,
And
they
Lost.
showed the first episode.
and then the Lost panel. Dude, the Lost panel was the big one. That was the one. The Lost was the reason why people started camping out at night.
Yeah.
They,
That
Lost
and,
was the main-
It was like
People
that,
started camping.
Harry Potter, and Twilight.
well,
Right.
I mean, those all came after.
Those came after
because
Lost. Yeah.
2006 and
Yeah.
2007 was the first season, and then fucking Harry Potter and Twilight. Twilight ruined, I think, my 2009 Comic Con. I swear to God.
Yup.
I swear to God, because those motherfuckers, those dumbasses, fucking went out there without a badge. They were waiting outside the convention hall, and I was trying to get. I was trying to get from.
Those were tough times, dude. That was.
I was trying to get from Seaport Village to what's it called? The Hilton parking structure right next to the convention center. Dude, it took me 45 minutes to get from Seaport Village to that fucking because of those assholes.
Do you know what else was that year? I think it was that year. It was at Qualcomm Stadium, American Idol auditions.
Oh my god, what the fuck? San Diego was packed with people that year, that week.
This is gonna be nuts, dude. They have like a 80s hair band concert on I think Thursday or Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
And then Friday they have fucking
Blink.
Weezer
Blink,
and Blink. Oh, dude, there's 2 concerts now.
Yeah, because the other one
Is that in downtown, or is that going to be like at
Petco Park?
So
fucking hell, what?
Yeah, so Petco's gonna have 2 concerts. You're gonna have Blink 182
during Comic-Con.
It's
Fall Out Boy.
It's Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and Joan Jett, Blackhearts.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
And then the other concert is the Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and
yeah.
Oh, no,
That's gonna be a crowded week.
So there's 2 concerts during it, and I'm like, dude, this is stupid.
I'm glad I'm not driving in and around that area. I'm just taking a trolley.
Oh, it's gonna be fun though.
I mean, it's gonna be festive and it's gonna be awesome, but man, it's gonna be crowded as fuck.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Dude, I remember the good old days when it just used to be Marvel, like the Marvel booth.
Marvel
just
DC.
yelled out, "Make my Marvel make my Marvel."
Make mine
And
Marvel.
if you said "Make mine Marvel," they would hand you a fucking uncut sheet of holographic cards.
Oh, nice.
My uncle actually, so my cousin said it, and they gave him an uncut sheet, and then my uncle took my uncle took it, and he was holding on to it, and I think he put something down on top of a trash can in the middle of the aisle.
Oh no.
And he put it on top of there, and he left it there.
Oh no.
Dude, we walked around for an hour without it, and then we found it. Was like, hey, where the hell is it? So then he's like, I think I put it down on top of the trash can when we stopped, and then we went back. It was still there.
Oh, that's good. Nowadays, that thing would have been gone.
Would have been gone
in 2 seconds. You leave something alone for 2 seconds. Somebody's gonna be thinking, oh, they don't need that anymore. I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah.
I think the one of the funniest ones of one of my favorite things was I went into the bathroom and fucking took a piss. It was an empty bathroom. I'm like, why the fuck is this thing empty? So I just took a piss at the urinal, and this big black dude just comes up next to me and goes, "Hey, how's it going, man?" And I'm like, "Yo," and I just continue. I looked at him and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's Billy D. Williams."
Oh shit!
And I was just like. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to say anything while he was peeing or anything. He was just there. He's like, and I went to go wash my hands. I was like, and he came and washed his hands too, and he was like, "All right, man, you have a good one." And I was like, "Okay, cool. You have a good one too, Mr. Williams." He's like, "Hey," right? And I walked out, and these dudes in suits came and like, "Whoa, where are you coming from? How'd you get in there?" And I'm like, I was in there after taking a piss." And they're all, "You're not supposed to be in there." And I was like, they're like, "How did you get in?" I'm like, "There's another door right over there that I went into, and nobody was blocking it." And they're like,
idiots.
All right, go ahead. And I'm like, dude.
I was like, I'm already done peeing. What are you gonna do now?
Yeah, what are you gonna do now? I was just in there taking a piss. You can ask him yourself. I wasn't in there trying to stalk him. Jesus Christ.
That's an amazing story. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Another
it was.
door.
There's literally another door to get in.
There's 2 doors to the fucking bathroom. Don't tell me that they. Oh my gosh, pay attention, jackasses. Again, like you said, Mark, love Comic-Con, but those people. People running it.
I mean, Like I said, I love Comic Con. I'm never gonna say anything bad about San Diego Comic Con, but sometimes.
Sometimes they'll make you force a palm to your forehead. Just
Yes, I mean, like, it comes with the territory for a Comic Con that's been around for so long. Of course, you have entrenched leadership in there, and whatever. I mean, like, I still enjoy it. Some people don't, but I still manage to enjoy it.
I always enjoy it.
Some other cons
regardless.
that would make you appreciate.
That's what I'm
Comic-Con.
saying. Like, and also, like, people. I don't know. Some people have like the weirdest expectations about San Diego Comic Con, as if it's there to entertain you. No, fuck it. You're there. You do the fucking homework.
Yes.
You find the things that you like to do, and you go to them.
Exactly.
And you do it. Yeah.
And you do it. You don't just. I mean, like it's fun to wander around, especially if they do it all. And sometimes it's fun to just like go upstairs and just go into a random panel. But yeah, like if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Do you even go to conventions? I mean, just...
Yeah, did you... Well, I always tell people...
Yeah, I mean, like, if going to conventions ain't your thing, then going to San Diego Comic-Con is not going to change your mind. It's just a bigger version of what conventions are. And yeah, is it a little bit more commercial than most? Sure. But there's still... Old Comic-Con's still there. But, I mean, there's, like, so many things you can do at Comic-Con that a person... shouldn't be like, oh, this is boring, I don't know what to do. Like, just do the research. It's all on the internet. There's like bulletin posts everywhere that says what's going on the day of. If you don't want to use the internet and if you don't want to get the app on your phone.
Dude, I already started looking at that bullshit. I started looking at that bullshit like 3 months before, like months and months before.
Exactly.
On,
like that stuff gets posted way before Comic-Con even hits. And if you're serious about going to Comic-Con and you want to have fun there, then look for the things that you like to do. Like seriously.
Do a Comic-Con rant video.
Oh man, you have no idea. There's a guy that I used to follow on YouTube, and he went to Comic-Con for the first time. And this is a guy that like goes to like a lot of retro toy. No, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say who the channel is.
Are you talking about yourself, Mark?
No, not me. I don't do stuff that like I don't do toy reviews anymore. And also the whole Copa thing makes that a lot more complicated.
Yeah. That's right.
So I don't think I'll ever go back to doing that.
9-year-old little Asian kid that reviews toys, they're not gonna want to deal with you.
Exactly. I know that there's they're not gonna get the smaller people, but I don't want to chance that. Since FTC likes to make examples of random people sometimes. But most likely, most YouTube toy reviewers are not going to be affected now. We'll see how that plays out later on. And also, it's actually YouTube that will get in trouble. Because it's YouTube that's in violation of all that stuff. Because they allowed information to be, sent to advertise and stuff like that without the kid's permission, even though that kid isn't even supposed to be using YouTube in the first place because they have to be 13 years or older to use it. Oh yeah, it's this whole stupid complication. Yeah, and not everybody understands what's going on yet. Like even lawyers that have looked at this thing, they had to like really read in between the lines and all these other things just to really understand what is going on. So. That's a whole nother thing, a whole nother discussion. But in any case, yeah, there's a guy whose main focus is on retro toys, and he's one of those 80s nostalgia people. And he goes to Dragon Con, he goes to like retro toy conventions, and he has a lot of fun going to the smaller conventions. And he went to San Diego Comic Con for work, and so. And he didn't have very kind things to say about San Diego Comic Con. It's sort of like the usual, like, oh, it's very commercial, and like it feels like it's selling out. It's all that kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Because like it's so easy to pick on San Diego Comic Con for how commercial it is now. But
it's a big target, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's not. Like, San Diego Comic-Con has that, it does have that, but old San Diego Comic-Con is still in there. You have to
Yeah.
look harder,
Yeah.
you know, but it's still in there. They still have the Klingon lifestyles presentation. That's been going on for years, and it's as low budget and cringy as you think it would be. You know what I mean?
Still gotta do our screening of the worst cartoons ever.
Yes, they have worst cartoons ever, which is a panel that I go to every year, and it is as exactly as described. You watch the world's worst or the worst cartoons ever, and it's not when people go to that particular thing. These aren't cartoons that are like ironically funny; they're just bad.
Yeah.
And you might laugh a little out of nervousness, but a lot of it is like either bad quality animation or very outdated cultural depictions of things, and all these other. But like that's old Comic-Con, like that weird stuff. Like Spike and Mike still does their animation festival there, and that's been going on for years. Yeah, Kung Fu, the superhero Kung Fu extravaganza is like 20 years strong.
Kevin Smith's Sunday panel is always.
Yeah, he's always
Saturday
there.
now.
Like
It's Saturday now. Saturday night. Or Friday night, usually.
yeah. But like my main point is that old Comic-Con, that small Comic-Con that we used to remember, for the most part, yeah, some things are missing, but for the most part, it's still there. You just have to look for it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And this guy he only spent one day at Comic-Con, first of all, and he was working it. So it's very hard to enjoy Comic-Con when you're working it. I can
He judged Comic-Con
one day, and he worked most of it. And he also had very incorrect information about San Diego Comic-Con at night. He said like, oh yeah, the convention's basically dead at night. And like, first of all, he probably didn't go upstairs where there's panels running well past midnight, and there's like, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know where he gets off saying like, oh yeah,
you want to do like.
it's like I think he equates the exhibit hall as the main area of Comic-Con, because remember this guy. Yeah, because this guy mainly, I mean, he goes to Dragon Con, and that's a fairly large Comic-Con, and they are a very large convention, and you know they do their own thing over in the East Coast, and I don't know how that's run, but to say that Comic-Con is dead at night is an ignorant ass comment.
Dude, no. You gotta watch our videos. Do all dumb stuff at night.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously there's stuff off-site, like they're in the gas lab, and that's what he said. Like, oh yeah, well, they moved all that stuff off to the side stuff. It's like, no, there's like so much stuff to do upstairs in the convention proper, but you ain't looking. I don't know who you're.
If you do the shit off-site, like, yeah, there's no room to fit that in the fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, Comic-Con isn't just the convention center. The whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's also not. And Comic-Con is not just in the exhibit hall.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I'll link you the video and
Do it.
and then maybe we can do not necessarily a response, but just like addressing
We do how
things like because we have fun all the time, and yeah, we have our problems with San Diego Comic-Con. Not every San Diego isn't perfect. No Comic-Con, no convention is perfect. We believe you.
Yeah.
Like but as far as large Comic-Cons that have existed for over 50 years,
Yeah.
they're still doing it better than most.
Better than anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, we have issues, and they've had some growing pains, especially when it became a lot more commercialized during the knots. You know what I mean, like the Hollywood days.
influence.
And I think that's actually gone less and less. It's less Hollywood these days, which is fine with me.
They don't do a lot of Hollywood anymore. It's mostly like popular TV shows or every occasionally a movie.
You know why though?
Should be the comic related.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Disney's doing their own convention as well too, D23 and Star Wars Celebration, which actually was before Disney, but that's
Yeah.
so like
That's beside the point.
that's beside the point. Yeah, but yeah, like the Hollywood influence is getting less and less, and I think Hollywood has discovered that perhaps conventions shouldn't be like a main marketing tool, because fans are there. You're already preaching to the choir, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird way to promote your film to people that were probably going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
So I think Hollywood, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Hollywood is finally realizing that yeah, conventions are nice and they should do it for the fans, but they shouldn't use it as this hyped up marketing thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it should be like, like, this is where the fans get to meet the people that they want to meet, as opposed to like, oh, let's hype up this movie. We're gonna show all these things, and people don't care, especially if it's not, if it doesn't already have like this fan base that wants, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when Serenity had their panel in Hall H, that was cool for the fans. It didn't help the movie in the box office at all, but it was cool for the fans, and the fans were treated to like, you know, like seeing the cast and like seeing all these things, because they treated it as it should be. Like it's a place where fans get, and the cast get to interact with each other, as opposed to using it as like some weird marketing tool to get hype up, when that doesn't necessarily translate. Like, Comic-Con hype doesn't translate to like mainstream hype. Let's just say that.
Take for example the Star Wars Episode 7 panel. That wasn't to promote it. That was for the fans.
Oh, that was for the fans. Hell yeah.
Freaking J.J. Abrams brought donuts and coffee to the fans in the morning.
And didn't he take everybody out to the concert afterwards?
He took everybody out to the concert. He paid for people's lightsabers. He paid for people's popcorn. He paid for their sodas. Like, that was.
I'll tell you what.
Fans. Like, that was not by any sense a marketing tool. Because,
When
sure
yeah,
was
exactly.
to an
Yeah.
extent, but like.
I mean, it's great to get shots of that, but it wasn't a marketing tool in the sense that, because the hype was already there, and this was a treat for the fans.
Yeah, it was, the main purpose of it wasn't a marketing tool. It was, hey, you guys are the fans. We're bringing this back. Like, we want you guys to know this is for you guys. Like, that's what it was. And dude, I remember seeing the fireworks, like being there, hearing the music, seeing the fireworks. Holy shit! I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. Like, that's how
awesome.
cool it was. It was so fucking cool. And like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just, oh, that's Disney's way of communicating to the people watching. I'm like, and so what? Like, I don't see what the big deal is.
Like, it's such a cynical thing to say that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just Disney trying to ingratiate something for the fans. Well, that's the whole point of a fucking convention.
Yeah, it's the show. Like, I remember people like just like.
I don't understand.
The following like Monday or Tuesday, I went back to work. People were like, "Oh, yeah, I heard that was kind of cool, but this is Disney. You can go down." I'm like, "Hey, you guys."
It was sick though.
Yeah, it was sick.
It's like Disney didn't even have to do that. They didn't have to do any of that.
They didn't have to do any of that.
Disney being Disney, they didn't have to care about that. They already have a marketing machine marketing it everywhere already. They didn't have to do any of that.
This year,
But-
when they were like, "Oh, it's the final Star Wars," we should like, how are we gonna top that Comic-Con 2015? Star Wars. They're like, how are we gonna top this? They're like, we can't top that. So that's why they didn't have a panel. They're like, if we're gonna go big, we need to go bigger. But how the hell are we gonna do that? They had no.
They went
response.
big. They went super big with that.
Yeah, they were. Honestly, I was like, anything that they did at this point is probably not as cool as what they did.
Because they would just be repeating themselves. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
here's the Star Wars panel. We're gonna go out to a concert again. You know, we're gonna do all these
I'm gonna
things.
go- Like, don't get me wrong. The only way that they could top that is if they were like, you guys are going to be the first ones to watch this movie.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's what happened with Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
And then they
Yeah.
even had metric there, and I was pissed. 'Cause I love metric.
Because I remember, because I was like, why are they passing out these pins? This is kind of cool. And I was like, fuck, I fucking had a 1-up pin in my hand, but I just like, I don't want a 1-up, I want something else. And I was like, fucking hell, had I known that the 1-up pin is the one that you needed to go to the fucking screening, I'm like,
Yeah.
shit.
They had the movie, they had metric there to sing the stop
The song, yeah.
song, and I was, oh man, because I loved Metric at that time. I was so into them, and then like when I heard that, I'm like my heart was broken. I was like, oh.
Man, I'm just glad that like a few years ago, 2016, I went to the world IMAX world premiere of Star Trek Beyond.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that was amazing.
great. That was-
And me and Ryan, because they did a lottery for that.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
it
the
was
lottery was
for
good.
the fans. It wasn't like this marketing thing.
I think that was
Like, they didn't-
2015, wasn't it?
No, 2016, Star Trek Beyond.
What
It was
the
a year
one that they-
after Force Awakens.
What was the one that they did? Okay. I'm thinking of one that was on the there was one that was on 2015, and they showed a movie preview night. And I remember seeing it from the hotel because I had a room at the Hilton.
No, I think that's the one, but it was 2016 because I remember that vividly. Yeah.
2016. You know what? You're right. 2016 because that was the summer before I moved out to Vegas.
Yeah.
You are correct. 'Cause I remember
And yeah,
seeing
they-
it, I'm like, I was jealous. I was actually kind of upset. I'm like, well, I guess I could try and see the movie from here.
It was amazing though because it's like they didn't like this is Justin Lin also too like
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and the whole cast was there. It was cool seeing Justin Lin and John show up on stage at the same time. You haven't seen that since like Better Luck Tomorrow, I guess. But like just that whole thing reminded me of like the Star Wars Force Awakens thing. It was like it's something that they didn't have to do. They didn't have to do the world premiere at Comic-Con. But like and like who would it like if anything like that was for the fans. Like they could have held this thing in somewhere in LA, some swanky place in LA.
Yeah.
They could have held it in like London, anywhere else, some international city. But no, they held it at fucking San Diego during Comic-Con.
You know, right?
Yeah. Kinda
Where the
like when
fans would be.
Aliens anniversary, and they had Sigourney Weaver there too, a few years back. That was
And this is
kinda-
what conventions are for. That's sick.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't have- you don't
Partially
have
it's to
do
market
it.
that, but it's like Sigourney
But-
Weaver meeting fans so many years after the fact as
Yeah.
reunion stuff. Like that's so fucking cool.
Like I said before, I think it's a recurring theme with a lot of what like Comic-Con is now. Is like they're doing it for the fans and not doing it as a main the fans are first and foremost, and then marketing is the secondary. And people
Yes.
don't realize that. Like that's the thing that makes me upset. Is like, dude, you know that they're doing this for fans. They're not doing it to. They're doing it to market, but the first and foremost, the main point of it is for fans. Like you guys don't realize that. That's what makes me pissed off at some of these people.
And those are like the panels that are well done. You can tell when a panel is bad is when they're trying to like when it is a marketing tool.
Yeah.
Where it's like oh, this panel sucks so much. It's like they're not. There's no chemistry between the audience and the thing and the cast and
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel like like they want to be
They wanna
there.
be there. Yep.
Yeah.
That's fucking what's it called? The cast of Agents of Shield. Like everybody wants to be there. Fucking Chloe Bennett, that bitch doesn't want to be there.
Well, at the time she wanted to be with Logan Paul, right? Wasn't
Logan
she?
Paul, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't she dating him at the time?
Oh, boy.
Dude, not this year, but last year, I got into a signing for it for Agents of Shield. The British chick, the big black dude. I can't remember their name. I really can't remember their names because it's been a while since I watched it.
I only know their character names in the series.
But like they were excited. Everybody was like, Ming Na Wen was the most excited out of the group.
She's awesome. That's why.
Like when I told her, I was like, man, I've been a big fan of you for the longest time. Like I was mentioning all these different, like I was like, man, I was like, I even liked you in Street Fighter, and a lot of people don't like Street Fighter. She's like, I'm gonna tell. Like she said to me, she was like, look, I'm not gonna lie, I actually had a lot of fun doing Street Fighter. I'm like, and I would imagine you would. And then
That's
Chloe
awesome.
Bennett comes up. She's the last person. She just signs my thing and then just doesn't even talk to me. I'm like,
Bye-bye.
okay. Like, man, you're. was like, I would love to have dinner with everybody on this thing, on this panel instead of you. Like, fuck you. Like, even,
Nice.
dude, what's funny was like, even like the guy in front of me and the girl behind me, they were like, Chloe Bennett's a bitch. And I was like, yeah, she doesn't talk to anybody. She's not excited to be here. Like, I have pictures posted of the signing. Like, my friend took pictures of me from afar away, and like everybody like looked excited. That Chloe Bennett just had this face of like, yeah, I'm here, whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like, dude,
You know, it always seemed like it was just a job for her.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
like
shit,
you know,
that-
Clark Gregg has always been kind of like super excited to always be there.
Yeah. He always
You know,
is.
and Ming Na Wen is always like her, like she's really good with people. She's like a really great people person. And like, you know, then the rest of the cast is like really awesome too. Like they're always like, you know, super excited to be there. And like Chloe, like she's playful enough, you know, on during the panel, but like it always seemed like
forced.
yeah, it wasn't as natural as everybody else, unfortunately.
Dude, the funny one, like probably 3 years back, my friend Jessica, she went into an elevator, and she didn't even know who was behind her, and she got in, then like a bunch of dudes in suits, and Ming Na Wen got in with her.
Nice.
And like, she was like, she didn't know what to say. She was like, oh my god, I didn't know what to say. I wanted to be like, I love you in all these movies. She's like, I was afraid the security's gonna beat my ass. And we were like, she's like, I don't know if like she'd be happy about it, but like when she left the elevator, she's like, you have a good day, and then she walked away. And she's like, fuck. She's like, fuck.
I could have said something.
Oh, dang.
She's like, fuck. And I was like, yeah, you fucked up. Sorry, Jess. You done, goof.
Comic-Con.
Yeah, dude.
What's security gonna do? Other than just ask you to stop at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, so two things can happen. They'll just tell you to be quiet, or they let you talk to her.
The other one was, what's her name? I was coming back from 7-Eleven because they had like this, you had a free Slurpee. If you had something from like people outside of Comic-Con having things out. 7-Eleven did a free Slurpee if you use that. And I was walking back by myself, and I'm like, this blonde woman with like maybe 4 or 5 like people around her were like crossing the street at the same time I was, and like, why can I not like put my finger on it as we're walking across? She smiles at me because she knows I'm staring at her. She smiles at me, and I see her teeth, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what's her name from Chuck?
Oh, Yvonne.
Yeah, Yvonne Strahovski. I'm like, oh my god, that's Yvonne Strahovski, and like, I was like in love with her at that time, and she just kept walking, and she like waved at me, and I'm like, and like, I totally forgot that I had my Mass Effect 2 game in my backpack because
Oh,
I knew.
yeah, she's in it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew, what's her name? Liara, the voice actor for Liara was at Comic-Con, so I brought my game with me so that she could sign it.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't even realize it. Then like, when I got across the street, I'm like, fuck, I have my game. So I ran after her, but she went into a hotel room, and I was like, or a hotel, and I'm like, fuck it. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Oh man, my friend, my cousin though, his it was kind of cool. You know when they had the first panel for damn that the Iron Fist.
Yeah.
He was staying at Hard Rock Hotel right across the street, and like it was Wednesday afternoon, and like, you know, he was just in the lobby talking with his friends, but his daughter was off, and he was playing with some woman. This random woman, and like, he's like, who the fuck is this girl? Is my daughter playing with? And so he went over, picked, and like got his daughter, and he's like, you know, leave the next one alone. She's like, oh no, don't worry about it. She's really nice and sweet, and like, he looked at her and he's like, oh my god, that's fucking that's what's your name? Colleen Wing from Iron Fist. And he's like, are you Colleen Wing from Iron Fist? And she's like, yeah, that's me.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
And like, and then he was like, I think my daughter would love to have a picture with you. Do you mind if I get in there too? And she's like, yeah, of course. You know, like, he took a picture with her. It was the cutest thing in the world because she is like his daughter's hugging her and she's like hugging her back. And like, he gets a picture with and he's like, your daughter's very sweet and like, you know, love the daughter. And she just walks away and he's like, oh my god.
That's cool.
And then
yeah, but Comic-Con sucks though, so you can't say that.
Dude, but that same weekend he was taking a smoke break outside of the Hard Rock, like maybe like I think Saturday afternoon, and like it was this. I was like, dude, you run into everybody. That was the Saturday I wasn't there, and it pissed me off. It was I think it was the 2017 Comic-Con, and I wasn't there on Saturday, and I would have hung out with him, but like he was outside Hard Rock just smoking, and this black dude comes up to him and just starts talking to him, and like, you know, starts smoking with him too, and they're just talking, and like he doesn't even realize it, and like he just goes, he was like, "Are you Black Panther?" And he goes, like, he doesn't even know their names. He doesn't even know their names. Like, he just goes, like, and he was just like, yeah, I am. It was like, dude.
I'm Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, he's
Black
like,
Panther.
dude, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, of course, man. And Chadwick Boseman takes his phone and takes a selfie of both of them. I was like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
That's super crazy. That, like, yeah, I mean, are you Black Panther?
He's like, are you Black Panther?
It's cool that, like, he just is chatting with this dude, and all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah,
are
he doesn't
you
even
Black
realize it. Like, it finally clicked in his mind. He was like, dude, I think this is Black Panther. And he asked him, so yeah, that's you. And he just, like, they just talked, and then he went on his merry way. That was it.
Well, there you go. That's
Comic-Con.
It's Comic-Con, man. That's why it sucks.
That's why it exists.
That's why it sucks.
That's why Comic-Con sucks, because you can just randomly meet these people that you know, they're just normal people, even though they star in some of the things that you like.
Yeah.
Michael Coulter and John Bernthal.
We're not in
That's probably
Hollywood,
one of the
you know?
cooler guys too. Because Michael Coulter is what's his name? Luke Cage. And like the year he was promoting it, he was at the Marvel booth, and like I was waiting on the side. I wanted a picture with him, and like his PR guys were like, "No, you gotta go to this meeting." He's like, whoa, hold on. I'm gonna take some time to meet my fans, like meet with the group, and like he's all, without them, this show would not exist. So you guys are gonna wait a minute. And he took pictures with people.
That's awesome. Fucking hell. That guy's cool.
He took a picture with me.
It's funny
Bernthal
because
was the exact same way too. He was like he was telling people I gotta take pictures, but then there were so many people that he was like, I can't do it with everyone, but I'm gonna take as much time as I possibly can.
nice. That's cool.
I was like, he was like, can you wait like 5 minutes? I was like, I gotta be back in Hall H. And he's all, I understand. And he's like, well, it was nice meeting you. And he shook my hand. I'm like, okay, cool, dude.
It must be a trip for Mike Coulter, because I actually saw him when they had the Halo 5 panel.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's no stranger to Comic-Con, and he's no stranger to genre stuff, but it's just like, man, he was in room 6E, or the other one, CDEF or something.
Yeah, it's like the old side of the what do you call it?
And like, you know, that's a pretty big room, admittedly, for like a project like that. And to go from that to like Ballroom 20 for the first year they did the Netflix shows, to like Hall H eventually, or whatever, the marina, the ballroom marina next door.
Indigo Ballroom.
Yeah.
Indigo Ballroom. Yeah, like
Indigo
to go
Ballroom.
from like a, you know, a medium-sized room, you know, on the other side of Comic-Con, to like, you know, being upgraded to like the second biggest room in the convention center. to being in the largest room in the convention center and to the other larger spaces that are outside Comic-Con. It must have been a trip for him to like go from video game to working in a video game and starring in like the short films that they did to like being in a huge Marvel project. And holy crap. And to know that like they're just cool dudes in general. Just cool, laid back, chill dudes for the most part. I mean, there's some divas that are out there, but for the most part, most of these guys are nerds and geeks, and they just want to hang out with fans sometimes, and some of them are able to. Like some of them are not that famous, so they are able to just hang out with fans in the exhibit hall sometimes. You know, like Brian Poison is a guy that is one of the people, like one of the people that I met down on the floor, and he was just walking around being a normal dude. Even though he's like, you know, a voice actor and an actor and all these genre things. So, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's why Comic-Con sucks. Because, you know, you get to experience all these cool things.
Dude, I think last one of the stories, I was on the exhibit floor, like, super early, like, there's barely anybody on it. It was a Thursday morning too, and I was like just by myself. And I was just walking around. And I'm like,
right at the beginning too. Damn.
Yeah, there's like barely anybody in there. This is like before like the crazy chaos. I think it was like maybe 2014, maybe 2013, I think. And it wasn't crazy or anything. And I just see this dude and this girl with like stormtrooper masks on.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're just look at the same table, and I'm like looking at. I'm like, why the fuck are they wearing normal clothes and still people? Like, that's weird. So I just keep going on like this. I keep looking at the stuff. I just look at them again, and they like are looking at me. And I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? And like they both lift their helmets off, and it's fucking Daniel Day Kim and Daniel D. Kim and
GDK.
Grace Park from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh.
Hey, those are two SNAP alumni.
Those are people we've encountered.
We've hung out with them before.
Yeah, they were just there, and they did the, you know, they put their finger to their lip and nose, like, you know, shh, you know.
Yeah.
They both did it at the same time. They both like looked at me, did that, and then put their helmets back on and walked away. And I'm like.
No one will ever believe you.
Honestly,
no one will ever believe you. That's like the Bill Murray story, like of him like eating some fries from some people at like a McDonald's, and then like he did it, and he straight up told them like no one will ever believe Bill Murray went up to you and ate your fries, and then just left.
Because I didn't even realize it, but they were promoting.
Sounds like Hawaii 5-0.
I was on Hawaii 5-0. I was watching the news that night, and like they were like, yeah, we're promoting Hawaii 5-0, and you know we walked the floor with stormtrooper masks on. I'm like,
that was them.
People won't believe me now.
Yeah, that was a funny. I mean, I've met Daniel Day Kim. I think I met what's her name, Grace Park at fucking the DAF. I was just like,
yeah,
whatever.
That DDK has been around a couple of times.
I personally like the what's his name from fucking Dexter. The Asian dude, I can't remember his fucking name. Oh, he invited me, Viriko, some of my friends, and like back to his hotel room with his wife, like, and all their friends to hang out and like have more drinks after I guess it was Blowfish.
Blowfish, yeah.
Yeah, I think when was that? I think it was like 2010, maybe 2009. Like we just went up there and had drinks and hung out and listened to music and shit like that. That was actually kind of fun. I was like, oh. And then when I told my sister it was him, he was like, I love him in Dexter. Because he's like the medical autopsy guy.
No, honest, like Dexter. Cast.
I can't remember his name.
Asian dude. Dexter cast Asian. That's actually a thing. That's oops.
Asian Dexter actor Charlie Lee.
That sounds familiar.
C.S. Lee. That's what. That's what.
Oh,
we were calling
C.S.
him.
Lee. Yeah,
C.S.
I know.
Lee.
Yeah, that's yeah.
okay.
He's at one point he was definitely a SEDAF regular for quite a few years.
Yeah, he was. He's a pretty cool guy. I liked him.
Yeah, he's just a normal dude. If you just hang out with him, like if you talk to him, it's kind of like especially in a festival setting. It's just he's pretty chill.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Danny Pudi. I remember that year. It was Danny Pudi, him,
Yeah.
Daniel Hussein. Yeah, it was those three that I met him that year, and I was like, man.
Because they all had stuff. They all had stuff playing at the festival. Yeah.
Oh shit. The one that surprised me because I was a huge Community fan, so like when I saw Danny Pudi, I'm like, yo, I gotta go talk to this guy. And he's been on TFC quite a bit because I guess
Really?
he has a lot of Filipino friends. So like
Really?
when they do movies, he appears in them. Like they
Oh
do
really?
short
That's
films,
fucking
yeah.
funny
So
as hell.
So like he appeared on TFC for like Filipino Americans like doing like films and shit, and like he appeared on one of them because he's like, yeah, a lot of my friends are Filipinos. So I every once in a while I'll appear in their movies if they ask me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like my dad. He was just flicking through channels and it was on. And I was like, what the fuck, Danny Pudi?
It's like, how do you know,
guys?
All right, yeah, I need a fucking. I was supposed to sleep an hour ago, but
We got Comic Con.
we got sidetracked by Comic-Con talk. But
I know
yeah.
I should have been asleep an hour ago too. Oh well.
Oh yeah, Brian, I'll link that offending video of
Yeah.
the one dude that only went to Comic-Con for like a day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The reason why
send that
Comic-Con
to me on Facebook
is
or
terrible.
something.
Something like that.
It's like, yeah, you just watch it and you'll just be like, yeah, really? You only spent like one day and and it seemed like you didn't know what you were doing. So that's how I felt everyone. I was like listening to him talk about Comic-Con.
All right, guys. Y'all
All right,
have a
later.
good- I'll hopefully jump on with you guys tomorrow night for Marvel. Yeah. Later, guys.
Later. Actually, I just found it right now, so I'm just gonna. Did you ever watch that short?
Which short?
The short the short that was shot in
Oh,
the Midway?
Wait, you sent me that link already, right?
Yeah,
No.
I should have sent it to you. Let me see. I'll just open up the chat real quick. Yeah, it's Amazon. If you have Amazon Video Prime, or
I do.
you should be able to watch it.
Okay. We'll watch those.
Then let me go ahead and send you this one. I don't want to watch it again because I was just like shaking my head as he was talking about Comic-Con. Because he's one of those like it's weird. It's like he's kind of it's hard to describe. Hold on. Stop it. He's like he's used to a particular kind of convention. Let's just say that.
Okay. I will watch it, and then probably tomorrow I'll be like, we'll get into it again for some reason.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I just sent it to your the Facebooks, and then we can discuss this tomorrow.
Something to talk about for sure.
Yeah.
We can talk about this for hours. I guarantee.
Oh yeah, we can. We can probably do a whole podcast or something and talk about it for. We can talk about San Diego Comic-Con, its pros and its cons all day long. And we even talk about Comic-Con at Comic-Con sometimes.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons
Pros
while
at
we're
the-
at the con.
Pros at the con.
Yeah. Pros at the con. Hey, literally, we're at least for now we're pros at the con.
There we are.
until I have to renew up next year or whenever I need to renew up, and hopefully cross my fingers. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I want to just not do 48 hour and just do a fan film or a genre thing that we can turn in and enter into their festival. Because I'd rather enter something into their festival than like any other festivals that we know.
Yeah.
Because you get to go to Comic-Con